So I say, I have something maybe to offer and see from here. It's like we all are standing on different mountaintops looking down on a valley, and parts of our view may be obscured. And we have to recognize we don't just, there's no seeing from nowhere, right? There's no, I'm just objectively third person seeing it all. That's not a denial that there could be a God's eye view, objective, third person, an objective God perspective, but it's a recognition. I have limitations. I might not see it all. I might even have some hurts that make me go, man, I can't see it from there because like I broke my leg and I can't even climb all the way up to the top of the mountain. So I'm gonna have to see from here. But maybe that brother or sister or someone else from that different tradition can see some part that maybe I have missed. And so a positive, maybe more the meta part is an aspirational, a hopeful looking at that and going, these divisions could actually be like a beautiful symphony where we're not just tuning to A440. When we tune to A440, everybody's hitting the same note, right? It's boring. It's bland. You don't go, oh, that's beautiful when the orchestra's tuning. What sounds beautiful are notes in harmony and even sometimes dissonance, like intentional dissonance, like you might hear in jazz music. It's intentional, and that dissonance eventually gets resolved. You can come at this from a very negative, skeptical, cynical, postmodern perspective. You can come to it from a sort of, I need to win, and I'm going to have like the old modernist debates, and we're going to line up the William Lane Craigs with the Sam Harrises, and we're going to see whose worldview wins. It's a collision of worldviews.
Blood sport.
Yeah, I'll tap into my kayfabe voice here. We can have that sort of stuff. I think this little corner, from what I've perceived, has long been bored by those kinds of debates, and are maybe figuring out, is this like a one ring to rule them all situation? Is this like a perennialist situation where we say all paths lead to the same truth? No. Is it a meta modern synthesis that might go, I'm seeing here? What are you seeing, Christian? Sam, what are you seeing? I totally disagree with you, Sam, on this point, but that doesn't discount the fact that you may see things here. Paul Vanderklay, you grew up in the Dutch Reformed tradition, Calvinist. I grew up in a hyper free will Arminian. Well, we never called ourselves Arminian. Hyper free will, charismatic, Pentecostal. I see this, instead of us coming together and being like, I have never once had an argument with Paul about Calvinism, even though I'm not a Calvinist. It's just like, hey, great. I get that's your convictional location. I so value everything else you add to it. I think in a positive way, we could be really cynical and be like, yeah, there's some battle here to see which tradition is going to rule them all. And is it really the evangelicals because the Catholics are using ProPresenter now? We could be suspicious about it. Or the Catholics could go, man, the evangelicals have really killed it in using ProPresenter and Planning Center. That's a great idea, And now we are running this race with humility and charity in a way that maybe it's just more in keeping with what Jesus envisioned in John 17 in that prayer. I don't know. You can be optimistic, you can be cynical. I've done 3+ decades of cynicism, and I guess I'm just tired of it.
I like it.
Hi, this is Christian Baxter, and you're listening to Yours Truly, a place we go to think out loud.